G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. Today is April 10, 2023. This is the Bitcoin price update. We've got here the daily, the 4 hourly and the hourly timeframes, and I'll drill down to each of these. But overall, you can see here on the daily and the 4 hourly, we're in predominantly long positions with a CCI moving average. But notice also on the hourly, it's broken to the downside, and I'll cover each of these in detail. So on the daily first, just zooming out, you can see here I've drawn these two support resistance lines. These are key support resistance lines we've got to be mindful of, and it's currently in that range. But also I've drawn these two diagonal ascending and descending trend lines. You can see there, and that may well form a new wedge where the price consolidates. So just be mindful of that as we move forward. So in other words, at the moment it's slightly trending down, but consolidating in that range at the moment. Now on the 4 hour time frame, see a bit more closely, I did draw this Fibonacci extension between that low and high and that rebound, and when as high as 100% extension level on the Fibonacci's. And then more closely looking at this Fibonacci retracement, you can see there it's bounced off the 23% and now consolidating in that range between those two support and resistance lines, but also it's tracking along this descending trend line. Notice also the CCI is tracking in a downtrend on this minor moving average 20, but still above the moving average 400. So just be careful of that. If it drops below that moving average 400, then we're going to see further declines, and then by then we may see a break on the downside of this support line. On the hourly chart, this is showing a bit more interesting signals. Again, on this very small time frame here, you'll notice I've drawn this Fibonacci retracement, and it went as low as the 61% with wicks. Then it's bounced to the upside, and it's currently trending or consolidating above the 61% level in that range. But notice also I'll just zoom out a bit, the CCI moving average is broken to the downside with a bearish divergence on the CCI versus a bullish divergence on the price chart. So we may well see a break to the downside on this if this divergence plays out. But again, we need to see a break in the very short term. We need to see a break below the 61% of the small retracement here. But if we zoom out, we want to see a break. If you want to see this play out, that is, we want to see a break below the support line, and that then ultimately, to go even further low, we want to see it break the 61% to be more bearish. And by that stage, if I zoom out to all three timelines again, by that stage you'll see it break below the moving average 400 on the 4 hour chart. So just be mindful of that. We may see more bearish movement in the coming hours and days. So be careful about going long, even though the daily and the 4 hourly are showing bullish movement at the moment on the moving averages, but the CCI themselves are showing a bearish movement. So just be mindful of that. To understand how to properly trade using the average down approach, reference the links in the description below. Subscribe and like us and support us more on Patreon, and see you in a future video.